what's going on, you Pokemon Savages? Welcome to episode 15 of the Savage Pokepod. If you guys are watching the video stream, you're going to notice that we do have another guest today. Another guest is the same guest that we had the last time, Ty from Tiger Man TCG. What's going on, man? Obviously, you got your boy Sobs and Coda, the OGs of the Savage Pokepod. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for all the support, all the listeners coming in. And dude, it's honestly overwhelming. I mean, a good thing. But today's episode, we got a nice little packed episode. There's nothing crazy going on this week as far as reveals or leaks. So we will be touching up on some of the listener questions that we did get. We're going to be going into our favorite. We'll start off with our favorite Beedrill cards, going into some of the things going on with Mega Evolution era, mainly Ascended Heroes. I know you guys might be tired of hearing about Ascended, but it is the most electrifying thing happening in Pokemon right now. It's absolutely insane. So we will obviously keep touching up on it and filling you guys in with all the things happening there. We're going to touch up on our segment that we started last week with the out of rotation, touching up on Paldea Evolved, and of course, obviously, anything else that comes up today, I'm sure we won't have a problem talking. So guys, strap in. Thank you so much for being here, and we're going to go now.
Now.
Where I'm telling you, every time this intro just gets kind of weird. Yeah, right? Am I yelling at people? What am I doing? I don't know. All right, so guys, what's how you guys been? How's your week been, man? It's been a week since we chatted, so.
Yeah, no, good. Nothing crazy, honestly, which is kind of nice. It feels like the last couple of weeks, something random has happened right before we've gotten on. So it was kind of like, going into this evening, I didn't have to panic send you something and be like, we have to talk about this now. So it was a nice change of pace to just actually be following the notes today, as much as we ever do.
Yeah, we always veer off, but it's fun. It makes it fun. Ty, what's going on, man? Welcome back to the pod, dude. How you been?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me back on. I felt like when I came on and we had planned this out that we would have some spectacular thing to talk about, but actually it's been kind of mellow in the hobby. There hasn't been anything crazy. It's been Ascended Heroes, Chaos Rising pre-order, the random invite link thing that we were all blindsided by when it wasn't actually applied onto Chaos Rising, and that's really about it. There hasn't been anything too crazy.
We should talk about that because Coda did mention that they did roll something out today. I don't know what happened because I felt excluded. I was not included. I didn't see anything. I was like, what the heck? What did I do?
You weren't missing anything. We can do that very quickly, everyone. So today, if you haven't already known, people, the Pokemon Center rolled out this thing where you sign up for the newsletter and you get to potential early invite into getting product. Up until now, it's been kind of random stuff, but today it was Phantasmal Flames booster bundles. And when you saw the notification or saw it available on the website, it was like invite code required. And I don't know anyone that got it, so I don't know what their actual criteria is still, because there's some people that I talked to that had very old signups. Their accounts were old. They weren't buying a ton of stuff. They're just kind of getting what they could.
Right.
So my assumption is it's probably just as bad as everything else Pokemon Center has done, but they also just rolled out an SMS messaging thing, so you can sign up with your phone number to get texts from them now, to also probably not do anything, but now they have all your information. They can impersonate you.
Is there somewhere for anyone to go to get how do you did you get a text, or would you have gotten a text from Pokemon to sign up with SMS, or do you go to their site and be like, yep, sign me up, here's my number? I don't know.
It was like a big thing on the bottom. It was like a big pop-up, basically.
Got it.
It's on the bottom left side of the screen when you log into the Pokemon Center.
Okay, so you do have to go
there.
Says,
yeah. It just says sign up for SMS. It's nothing too crazy.
Got it.
I want to get out of the way because it's nothing. I think it's probably just as bad. Bots probably got a lot of that stuff, and is what it is. So sign up, but you're probably not going to do anything for you. That's about it.
FYI. All right. Well, that was kind of the biggest thing that I guess would have happened today, a last minute thing, because it did happen today and caught me off guard. I know, but I'm busy at work today, so I couldn't really even see it. So, all right, let's hop into the favorite Beedrills. This is episode 15, so we are going with episode Beedrill. Let me switch over here. Hopefully this doesn't break. Oh, yeah. Resume. Yeah. Okay, so here I pulled up, obviously, I wanted to pull up base set Beedrill. I honestly think this was one of like the cooler cards in base set. I know like the other cards, like the Metapod and the Caterpie and all those other ones, the Kakunas, and they were just like, the Kakuna was just sitting there. Like this is like honestly like a little scene. It's got a tree in the background. All right, cool. We're moving up in the artwork. Yeah. So just wanted to highlight base set real quick. And yeah, like Ty, you just said, this is so nostalgic. And it really is. Like you go through like the base set cards, at least like I have the base set here, and it's like, it sticks out. Like but like overall, thinking about Beedrill as a Pokemon in the TCG, you're like, meh. I don't know, that's me. But
well, I think a lot of people can really relate with Beedrill specifically because Beedrill, I think, is the first cool Pokemon that you can get in the games originally. I would classify it as the cool Pokemon, right? Because it was the earliest to evolve to stage 3. Beedrill looks kind of intimidating, the way it was designed and everything. So I think a lot of people like Beedrill. But I really like this particular card because it kind of, there was a point where the TCG did a lot of like scenery and then the art on top of it. I'm trying to think of other cards, but I think it went on to like mid-era where they would just take you know, the Sugimori artwork and then just like lay it on top of a random, you know, background. And I feel like this card is like what really started that look.
I mean, yeah,
so
I like it. Let me move into, and I want to know, so here are a bunch of the Beedrills. This one here, I know we spoke on, and Coda, you bring up a good point. Like this is for art, I think for artwork, like this is obviously it, like scene, modern, the modern set of it, just like all the Beedrills here dropping like this, like pollen or whatever here. It's just like, I think it's beautiful. So it is like the easy answer, but
it's an unfair comparison. Whenever you're comparing, this is why like a lot of times I've been trying to veer away from just grabbing like, oh, there's an alternate art or there's an illustration here. I'm just going to use that. Yeah. Because I mean, objectively, this is so like artistically beautiful, and because they're given so much more space to work with versus like any of the other Beedrills you're going to see for this little show and tell, basically. So like, it's unfair, but also it's one of my favorite cards from Sword Shield era because one, I do love Beedrill, but two, it just the colors look so good, especially in person. It looks incredible.
No, agreed.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice card. Although they made Beedrill tiny. If you look at it, it's like he's supposed to be like 3 feet and he's only like a couple inches in this.
Oh, 3 feet. Dang.
Yeah. He's supposed to be 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Or it could be giant flowers. Good point.
I don't know. I mean,
either one.
There's some kind of perspective thing out there, but yeah, that is fair. But I love this card. It's so good.
I'm going to move into the, this is Coda's pick, right? Coda, this is your... Go ahead.
Yeah. So like, this is a weird thing, but I haven't watched Bleach in a while. But when I did watch Bleach back in high school, Byakuya, which I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm doing my best. His Bankai was like these petals, and it was like these like crazy like petals where you just kind of could get through anything and cut up anything. It was just really, really cool. I thought it was like the coolest, the coolest version of that in the entire show. So when I saw this one, I was like, oh, this actually reminds me a lot of him. So it was kind of like a nostalgic thing, unrelated, but also it's a cool card. The petals kind of contrasting Beedrill, who always looks kind of angry, is cool. I just enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree with the pink petals look really cool. I mean, it's cool. XY base set, like I feel like, I mean, what is this, like 10 years old now? Maybe.
Yeah,
probably.
2014, actually, it says. Yeah, they're not bad.
I was 12 years old. Good Lord.
12.
Hopping over to
almost a teenager.
Yeah, almost a teenager. This is yours, Ty. So this is like this is a trainer card with Beedrill on it, which is actually pretty sick. Never would have. I don't even know if I saw this when I was going through, but this is pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So when the Mega Evolution era like fully dropped, like there was a lot of hype around the starters, but one of my favorites was actually Mega Beedrill. The way that he like has all of his spikes out and then he can combine them all into like one giant spike. Super cool. And I feel like during that time in the XY era, they really dropped the ball. If you look for Mega Beedrills, there's only one promo and it kind of looks like a regular EX that we have in most of our sets, but it doesn't really show Mega Beedrill the way that he's designed. So like this is the only card we got where you could actually see him with all of his little stingers and stuff. So I thought it was a cool,
I actually don't even know what Mega Beedrill looks like. And that's probably to your point that you just said. Yeah. It's like, I didn't even know that that's what it looked like. And I think you're talking about the one with the Japanese writing across, like our now modern Mega Attack Rare type. That was one I was looking at when I was looking through all the Beedrill cards. So interesting.
Yeah. But without having that, perspective, you wouldn't be able to know what you're actually looking at. So
yeah, you're right. Interesting. I guess I got to look it up, like actually look up what the actual Pokemon looks like. Interesting.
Design wise, I still feel like Mega Beedrill is like a top 3 from the original like Megas. It's just, it's criminally underused in like singles. I use it a fair amount between that and Mega Pinsir. In one of my draft leagues, I had both of them I would switch between. But they finally gave, because I remember when I was a kid, I thought Beedrill was going to be just a juggernaut. Because just look at it, I'm like, oh, this thing's going to blow everything away. And it was just always underwhelming. So it was like, it's so cool to see it, but also like if we get a Mega Beedrill illustration rare or SI arts, it'd be so cool. I'm so hopeful for that in this era.
Yeah. I mean, we know that there's a new, full art coming out in Chaos Rising, but that's it. Nothing.
It's not even Mega.
It's not even Mega. So I wonder, you know what?
Maybe we'll get regular Beedrill.
I wonder if we'll get more like promos. Like to the point that it was a promo, it sounds like from the XY era. Maybe we'll get more promos, and like just like the Gardevoir and the Lucario that are in those poster collections, something like that.
Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna hop in real quick so we don't waste too much time on here. I picked the Delta Species Beedrill. I think that this looks absolutely stunning as far as like obviously zooming into just the art of it, but man, this Beedrill looks awesome on this with this tower here. And I think it just really goes hard. I don't know. It's something about it. I don't even know if this is if there's a reverse hollow and a hollow form of this. It must be something like that. So just I honestly seeing the card in that form would even make it better. But yeah, as far as artwork, I think this one for me, again, stuck out when I was going through it. I liked it.
Yeah, Delta Species as a gimmick doesn't get enough love. It was so cool. It was so much fun.
I don't know anything about it, which unfortunately
it was so cool.
Yeah, it was an awesome gimmick because this Beedrill in particular doesn't really do it justice because it stayed as a grass, but you could have there's a Gyarados that's a fire type. It's so cool.
But I hate the hats.
Well, that wraps up our favorite Beedrills segment. I kind of want to just move into, all right, let's just go into the notes here. Like I want to move into the listeners' questions because I feel like this will start up some pretty good talk. So the last pod. So guys, if you guys are listening on Spotify or YouTube, or wherever you're listening to, drop some questions if you want us to answer them, or whatever. But this comes from a listener on Spotify, Christopher. He says, can you guys give your perspective on the state of slabs with grade 9? The 9s are basically even or behind raw price across the board. I am often finding 9s being dumped cheap online. So many are simply chasing 10 worthy mint raw cards or buying 10 slabs. Greed is ruining aspects of the hobby. Does a grading scale on modern even matter anymore? The companies can just slap a gem mint stamp on it or nothing. Christopher, thank you so much for dropping this question, man. This is such a thought-provoking question. I feel like these guys are perfect to talk about this. Real quick, I did read this live on my live stream the other day, which sparked some other conversation on the side of people. But honestly, people came in and they were trying to get cards. And my take on this, and I think you're 100% right, especially with Modern. It's literally become like 10 or nothing. And for a lot of people, someone came in and was asking I need this card and it's just so crazy, whatever, unattainable. I'm like, dude, honestly, why don't you search for it in like a PSA 7? Because if it's just going to go into binder for your master set, you can probably get a steal on that card. I want to say it was I was probably the Mega Charizard from Phantasmal, like, because that is, as a raw single, like a super modern. It's like $800 still, I think. So I get it, but like if someone graded a 7, that's going to be hard to push to anyone that's just trying to like either get a slab for their collection and then hold and then maybe sell. A 7 would be perfect. 7, 8, you might be able to get a steal on that. So I kind of think there's good things there, but
yeah.
Ty, what do you think? What do you think about this? Like, I know we were kind of getting into it a little bit before.
Yeah. So to your point about speaking with taking, opportunity to get lesser grades, if you guys want a quick hack, go on GameStop and look at their PSA 8s. They're usually under market, even for like, slab markets and stuff like that. So you can end up getting a super nice raw card. Even if you don't want it as a slab, you can crack it. And then you have a near mint card for less than you would pay at like a show. So that's a quick little tip right there. But as far as the question itself regarding 9s, one of two things is happening. Either 9s are undervalued or 10s are overvalued. It's one of those two things because it doesn't make sense for the grading costs to not attribute to the pricing itself. Remember, like the whole idea of the slab was to protect the card. So the way I look at it and how I actually, take advantage of that is I actually buy 9s. So I go out of my way to go get like Pokemon Center stamped 9s and stuff like that. I would rather get those and retain them because I feel that in the long run, of course, that 5 to 10 years that nobody is actually going to follow, but we say we are. But those 9s, as time goes on and more enter the market and or grade, and then you start seeing more 7s and 6s, those 9s will just slowly start trickling up, and it protects the card. So therefore, it's a win-win. You get a nice case for a really nice card that probably will actually grow in value. So I think 9s are an opportunity, honestly.
Yeah. Especially like I said, I think you just said the same thing. If you want to crack it, I think that trying to get even lower. Again, if I'm putting it in a master set, I don't need it in a slab, so I don't care if it's a 9 or a 7 or an 8 or whatever. Yeah. Coda, what about you, man?
So the one part of the question that stuck out with me was greed is ruining aspects of the hobby. I think the problem is 9s are too easy to get with modern. It's so easy to get 9s. I've never submitted a PSA submission and gotten anything less than 9s except for like one card. That was like my first submission. It was obviously, like, hindsight, obviously not a 10. It was an 8 was fair. So I think if you look at the breakdowns of modern PSA 9s, it's like the majority of the cards you're seeing are 9s. There's a huge influx of it, and I personally don't think over the course of the next 5, 6, 7 years that 9s will outperform raw that much. Because in the end, again, with your grading, you're getting, even for these more difficult cards, you're sitting at like 50% getting 9s. That's a ridiculous amount of cards that are getting 9s. There's a huge like population of that. We look at PSA 10s and modern and think, oh, well, it's too many. There's so many of them. It's overpriced. There's too many. It's like PSA 9s are even, and I disagree with that. I disagree with that, but 9s are twice that, with a lot of the modern, especially the modern Grails, like a lot of 9s are coming out of that, and people are just saying, well, this is raw price. I don't see, I'm also very pessimistic on grading. This is where it comes back to me is like grading is something that I don't know if it lives on in 10 years as it has now.
Wow. I could see that.
I think we're seeing the top of what grading can be. I don't think we're seeing the top of the Pokemon market, but I think grading itself, the companies are showing how fallible they are and how easily they can screw things up and do things that are honestly, allegedly very wrong, very unethical, very poor business practices. So you're putting your faith in a company not screwing up and not changing the way they grade. What if 10s become easier, through this? What if 9s basically? What if everything's getting 9s? In that case,
Yeah.
Is it any better than just getting the raw card? Now, of course, like if you want to, I think getting 8s. I collect 9s. Like a lot of the cards I have still are 8s and 9s because I'm like, I just like this card. And at that point, it was like, well, this is $25 and I don't have to worry about, it's a display piece now.
Yeah.
Like it's a full display piece. When it's already raw, it's also the same price. So
I mean, I think that the grading price has a lot to do with where this goes, right, moving forward. Because now it's like, like, I mean, I feel like they increased the price of grading for multiple reasons. One, obviously more money. Two, to kind of deter people from just sending any freaking card they want to be graded. Because again, if they're sending in a bunch of, Victini, like non-hollow uncommon card or common card, like PSA is going to charge you the price that they charge you for grading a card now. But there's no opportunities for them to upcharge you because there's not going to be over a certain value. So like they'd rather grade 100 Charizards in a Mega Charizard X's than 100 Victinis, because again, there's going to be so much more opportunity for them to upcharge on that Charizard, and it's just for the money. But like now it's like, I feel like obviously there's a lot more grading happening in this very moment in the if you want to say the TCG lifeline, the lifespan of TCGs. There's so much more grading happening right now, and everyone is grading what? They're not opening up vintage packs at the level that they're opening up modern packs. So it's like, how? Like, of course, there's going to be so many 9s and 10s of everything because these are fresh packs. Like most people kind of have an eye for it. So you're not going to really send in something that looks like crap, but like if the centering looks good, all right, you're going to take a chance. So there's so many more 9s, but I've always had this like weird. It's just like optics, right? Like to the point of so you have the value of the card raw, which let's say for example is $50. You grade that card, it cost you $30 to grade it. So now you should be at least $80. So I feel like the value of a 9 should kind of also go up more because A, it's costing more to grade it, and B, the value of the 10s, to your point, Ty, is is PSA 10s. Everything in a 10 right now is just out of control. The amount of X over the raw and even a 9 is just at an astronomical level. We've seen it across all the banger cards right now, and it's just like, what is happening? I don't know.
Yeah, it's too much. The 10s definitely are overpriced for how common they are. But Nostalgianomics talks about this a lot actually, and like Alex or not, I mean, he makes a good point. The population report on a slab really means nothing compared to the availability of the market itself. So if there's only 3 for sale, but there's 10,000 that have been graded, those 3 command the price of what they are, right? So I think, and that's where I said on the long run of this, we'll start to see it a little bit better, because if you go to a card show or something like that, all you see is modern. There's so much modern everywhere. But you start going to a couple vendors and they're like, oh, I specialize in vintage. And they have some nice stuff, but they're the only vendor with vintage, or at least good vintage. You know what I mean? So I feel like in 10 years, Pokemon, if it continues to print the way it is, a lot of those slabs will either just be dumped into the market and then that'll crash the price and then it'll have a natural curve to where it should have been, or you're going to have it slowly trickling in over time as we see with vintage right now. And that would be for regular raws as well. But there's also another solution to the controversies, and I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to shill it. I'm not sponsored or related to it, but there is this one company, Tag Grading.
Oh, there's
you see here. Look at that. I have a 9 Beedrill. The only thing is that it's a tag, and tag is the most fair because you know what it is and it's fair, and you could scan it and you could see why you got what you got. And they don't have any controversies of breaking slabs on accident and damaging people's cards or pre-selling it on eBay or having any of the problems that some other grading companies tend to have.
They are grading far less, but to that point, yeah. I think that a lot of people like, look, if my card is slightly off-centered, am I going to send it to Tag? Absolutely not, because Tag is going to give you that fair grade. You're going to take your chance. You're going to take your chance with PSA. Like that's the other kind of issue there, right?
Yeah, and that's the broken part that's going to break the entire grading thing, is that if everybody's like, oh, I have a chance, then you lose faith in the product. And then it's like, why am I paying, $5,000 for a Pikachu from Ascended Heroes 2 months after release?
To take it a step further, why does Beckett even have any graded cards? I feel like no one seeks Beckett cards, but why do people grade with Beckett?
Because lottery ticket.
Well,
and PSA is becoming that as well. I
mean, it's like
PSA is
you grade with it because you're going to try to get that black label. That's the only reason.
Yeah, and PSA is becoming that. Like PSA is if I have something that's like, if I send 10 cards, so I send 10 Bubble Mews, right? Mm-hmm. And I say, okay, cool. I'm just going to ship all these, and I get 2 of them as 10s. Which is I think it's about 20 to 30, I think it's 25% gem rate. I've made money. It's like, there are people, I follow a guy on Instagram that sends in PSA 1s. He sends in crap bin up cards and he makes money just every single time on ones, just making money. This is the stuff that's getting flooded into PSA. So PSA is either a lottery ticket to try to get, 10s because they seemingly are more lenient, even though it seems recently they've been a little more strict on their grading. Yeah. And then Beckett's like the Beckett's like the ultimate lottery ticket where it's like, if you're like, this is clearly a 10, I'm gonna try to send it here. If this is like 50-50 10, I'm gonna send it to PSA. And if it's like a 9, I'm sending it to CGC because you never know. But that's the problem is like tag with their price jump and their time extension, where it's now $22 card, 45 plus day turnaround. Mm-hmm. There's just it's so hard to get. Not so hard. It's a little bit more difficult to get a tag 10, and the market isn't. It values it about the same as a PSA 10 for the most part on a lot of modern. Yeah. I just have no reason to ever send a tag. Like I'm also, their market share is so small. I don't know how. I don't think that I genuinely am worried that they're not going to make it through whatever market correction we have in the next year or two. If we do, I just don't think they have enough market share.
I honestly think that Tag will come out on top. I think that Tag will end up having the reputation of Beckett in terms of the pristine value, because you can even get a pristine 10, which is essentially a black label with Tag. And PSA owns everyone. PSA owns Beckett. It owns SGC. And CGC is... No one respects CGC to that kind of level when it comes to grading. It's more of like the filler grading, which is like in between. So I think Tag has a good shot at it.
They're still number 2 in grading overall, like by a long shot.
Right. But what I mean by that is that, like, if it's not, like Coda just said it, if it's not going to PSA 10, send it to CGC, which means that it kind of becomes the B tier thing. It doesn't ever get treated to be that premium product. I mean, I have CGC Pristine 10 Rayquaza from Evolving Skies, the alt art, and it's for sale, and I can't get it to move. It's radioactive gold. It's nice. It's a pristine 10, but it's just not. It doesn't have that liquidity like a PSA.
What's the value?
Just crack it as into the PSA.
It's but then it'll come back as a 9. Yeah, and then I lose it all.
Welcome to grading.
What is the value of that?
$1,300 card. $1,300 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Legitimate question.
Yeah.
What do we think is more likely? Do we think Tag? I don't think Tag ever surpasses PSA, but Tag surpasses Beckett and becomes like a main staple, like black label-esque grading. B, Tag gets bought out by PSA. Or C, Tag fails and isn't really relevant in 5 years. I'm curious what you guys think.
And
you can rank these in order if you want.
Yeah. So, I mean, the likelihood is that PSA is going to either partner with them or buy them out. That's the most likely. There is one small thing that Tag can do that might really push their business forward, which is their automated scanning machines that will be at like card stores and stuff, where you just put your card in, it pre-grades it and seals it for you. That would change them completely, because then they get the CGC volume. You know what I mean? But realistically, I think PSA probably will try to buy out their technology and get them out of the market, and then that's the end of that. But I don't think that they're ever just going to disappear. I think that they've made enough of their name, into the market right now, and they kind of push forward when the other brands were down on their knees. So, like, again with SGC, which I don't even know if most people even know about those guys anymore. You know what I mean? Tag like basically leapfrogged them. Mm-hmm. And then I would argue that it is more respected than CGC at this point in terms of the brand name. So I think it's got a real shot at continuing to grow. Honestly.
I think the slabs look better than.
Yeah, agreed.
I think their slabs are probably the best looking. Again, I still don't like the clear, but I hold it in my hand, and I feel like it is. It's it's still.
It took me a second.
You were like, wait, what am I pausing for?
I thought you said pause. I was like, what? Oh.
But like, I don't know. I feel like, you hold it and it feels like something that's like, PSA kind of feels like too plasticky, it's just certain things. But Dakota, if you could pull, I always forget the site that you pull up, like the grading.
I have Generate up right now. That was,
you have
I was
Generate up right now.
Point after you finished.
Yeah. So to answer your question, and it's such a great question. I think we even spoke about it. You kind of mentioned it now. It's like right now, all TCGs are at like an all-time high as far as popularity, demand. So so is the grading, right? So if the market starts to cool, which I think it's starting to happen with Perfect Order a bit, right? If the market starts to cool and cools down even more, I mean, obviously we have 30th anniversary, but after the 30th, we can see a cool down, right? Do these grading companies have what it takes to continue to stay afloat? So I wanted to ask Coda if he could tell us how much is Tag grading a month right now?
Yeah. So I have the population data for the last couple of days. I don't remember how to. I know there's a way to get up to the last month, but
the month.
I did not have that prepared.
We did it once after.
It won't show me that for days.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've been checking relatively regularly, so I've got a feel for where it's been. I'll say first, my opinion is much reflective of what you just said, Seth. Like, if what the bears are saying, and then 30th comes through, and then everything just plummets after that. I don't think it will, but were that to happen, what do you have the staying power? Have you made the name? And I know Tag's got a somewhat of a name, especially in very niche places. But so PSA yesterday graded 91.8 thousand items. Now that's involving everything, but of everything that's been graded, 70% of stuff that's graded is TCG, which we know the vast majority of that's Pokemon, and then One Piece probably. So it's 91.8 thousand is about the same. It's about the same as it was the last couple of days. CGC's at 30.1 thousand, Beckett's at 3.2 thousand, and then SGC's at 2,000, and Tag's at 1.3 thousand. So that's my concern.
1,000 yesterday.
My concern is Tag is not Tag. While Tag has somewhat of a name, and it's a very trendy. I love Tag. Like, I have several Tag slabs. I really like I think their slabs are my favorite on the market, and I think their technology is very interesting. And I think in a perfect world, they do super well. But my fear is the perfect world is if everything falls apart in 5-6 months, they will not have the staying power to stay, because they're not even great. I mean, their grading process is slow, it's expensive, and SGC is grading nearly double what they're grading. I think the most likely reality is PSA buys out the technology,
Yeah, I was gonna say like,
that's not a bad thing necessarily.
It's not a bad thing, but
in a perfect world,
would they use it, or would they just buy it out to just not have it on the market as a competitor? Because like, it's not like I don't like. A lot of people had like a whole feeling about PSA buying Beckett, and Beckett's not even a competitor in that space. I don't think anyone really. You could add up everything under PSA, and they're not even close to grading half the amount of stuff that we said 90,000 yesterday.
Yeah,
and the second CGC was 30,000. It doesn't. It would like honestly as a business move outside like to buy out competition. It wouldn't even make sense for them to buy Beckett. We mentioned this a couple of weeks ago on the pod, and Coda brought up a good point. They bought the Black Label. That's pretty much what they bought. Well, and it's Collector, right? Yeah. It's Collectors as the company bought that owns PSA, bought Beckett, and that's really what happened. So again, outside of just the technology, like I don't even know if it's like they will. If this happens, they will phase out, and I think Beckett will phase out too if the market turns. You know what I mean? Like
I wouldn't be stunned.
There's not enough to go around where like. If they're grading 3,000 a day, like, dude, we can have 10 guys grade 3,000 a day. Like, how many people work at Beckett? I don't know.
Did you guys know that PSA also got hit with the lawsuit?
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
Recently, or?
yeah. Not that one or that one or that one, but this one was actually a class action lawsuit. I think it was. I think they're being looked at for monopolizing the market. You could look into it. Also, I just
that's been rumored for a while.
Yeah, I think that's official. I also wanted to bring this up because you had said earlier that the market is starting to cool off because of Perfect Order. I just took the time to go on eBay real quick and I looked up the Meowth. The Meowth PSA 10 just sold last week for $1,400.
Yeah. No. So we can definitely talk about this when we get to the Mega Eris part of this when we go through, but. And why I think that, but yeah, no, there are certain things obviously that are happening, but speaking of PSA 10s, right? So I want to go to this next question, unless we still want to talk about the question that Christopher asked. Shout out again to you, Christopher. My cousin Anthony. Question. Yeah, phenomenal. So guys, we want to hear all your questions. Drop them in, please. My cousin Ant, he has, he's younger. I think he just turned 18 actually. So he was collecting when Sword and Shield was around. So he has a Blaziken alt art that I've been trying to get from him. He also had a vintage pack that he got from somewhere. I was trying to get that too, but he ended up opening it. There was nothing in it. So I'm like, you could have had a couple $100 from me, but now you got nothing. Anyway, he asked me one day, he's like, would you rather own a PSA 10 base set Charizard or 10 PSA 10 modern chases? So let's say 10 Moonbreons. Now, I was like, that's easy. I'd rather have the Charizard, but it's so crazy to think about. I don't know. Like the PSA 10 Charizard from base set really just leapfrogged its old high recently. And we were talking about this during the whole Golden with the Logan Paul thing and all this stuff. It was like doubled in price, and I think it was like 400 or 500 the last PSA 10 that sold at the end of last year, and it was like almost $1 million this year. Now I don't know if those are the ones because they had Logan Paul's name on the slate. I don't even remember what the reason was, but they're up there. They're up there now. So I don't know. Like, is there? My thing to him was like, I don't know. My nostalgia would say PSA 10 base set Zard, right? And we'll say first edition because why not? PSA 10 base set Zard. But like, I don't know, the Moonbreon, 10 of those, let's say. So I don't know what a PSA 10 and that goes for, 3K maybe. So you're definitely way off as far as value, but I'm thinking like longevity, growth wise, like how much more can the Zards go versus the Moonbreon? And there are a lot of Moonbreons graded in a 10 too. Are there more than the Zards? I don't know, but I'm like, it's a great question, buddy. You know, I can't tell you, but my nostalgia says the Zard. I don't know.
The question is, how long do I have to keep it? Because I have to keep it. If it's just like today, then I'm like, cool, I'm getting the Zard and selling it now.
Yeah, right.
If it's long term, it's still the Zard. I think the rarity. I think we say like, how much more can it go? And it just we were saying that at 500,000.
Right. Look what happened.
Like, how much more room does it have at $500,000? And it's almost $1 million. Yeah. So in 10 years, when whatever horrific person that's really famous at that moment does some weird auction when the boom's happening, and again,
Yep.
What's to say it's not going to go for 2 mil?
Yeah.
At that point, there might be less. There might be even less in the market. There might be more people hoarding them. So,
Right.
I mean,
people have people keep in their collection.
The Moonbryons, there's going to be a fair amount because they're still being great. There are, if any, there are few, if any, base set first edition Zards getting graded right now.
Yeah.
There are still plenty of Moonbryons getting graded today at PSA 3 months from now.
That is true.
That's very true. I would ask, what is modern? Like, how far back? You know?
Yeah.
Because
what are you thinking?
well, okay, so I like the Zard, and this is coming purely from a collector's perspective, right? I'm not going to look at values, although obviously value is a factor. I would love to get a team up Mimikyu and Gengar, you know, in a 10. I would also love to get the Latias from Team Up in a 10.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to get a Poncho Pikachu in a 10, Team Skull in particular. You know, there's some cards that I would love to have in my personal collection over that Zard, just because I like them, you know?
Yeah.
And just having that ability. And the other thing is, like, I do wonder, because there's a great question, how long do I have to keep it, right? If I become an old man and I'm like 70, right? And right now I'm 30, so 40 years in the future, I do wonder, is this time now going to be seen more as a golden age of Pokemon than the very beginning, you know? Like, I'm sure having, you know, a first ever sports card, like baseball card, is cool, but like also probably having like a Babe Ruth, you know, 30 years or 20 years down the future is also very cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it also depends on the timeline. But for me, I think I would rather have a little bit more modern.
Yeah, I guess it is like depending on the view you're coming from. Because you said that, I'm like, oh, I'd much rather have I do actually like the Pikachu from Ascended. So I would love to have one of those, and then a Lovebirds and the Gengar Mimikyu, and I really like the Whaler Magikarp, and like I could have you know, a bunch of those for my collection. 100% taking the PSA 10s. I guess I'm looking at it from more like investor, and I think, you know, again, in 40 years, yes, we might look at this as a golden age, but Honus Wagner cards are still the most expensive baseball cards. For a person that literally no one knows, unless you are hardcore into either really hardcore into baseball or relatively hardcore into baseball cards. Like, I mean, I remember seeing the Honus Wagners back in the day going for, you know, whatever crazy amount at that point. I was like, who?
I only know about it because of...
I've been following sports since I was in diapers. I had you know, my dad was a huge sports nut. I've been watching sports my entire life. I was the 7-year-old that didn't watch SpongeBob. I watched Around the Horn on ESPN. And I was like, I have no clue what this is. And it's like this million to whatever it is now card.
Is it that little card?
So,
it's the little one.
Yeah, it was from a
cigarette.
It was a cigarettes or was it chewing gum?
So there's like
I can't remember.
What is Golden, the guy, Jeff? No, it's Jeff Goldblum. Ken Golden, right? So
Jeff Goldblum, my favorite auctioneer.
So there's like a series on Netflix. I don't know if it's like the Golden Touch, the Gold, whatever the heck it's called, and it's actually really
it is the King of Collectibles, I think,
something like that. There we go.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, guys, check it out. But that's where I first found out about that, and that's how he kind of set up. It's all marketing. That's how he set up the whole Logan Paul Pokemon thing that happened this year. That was last season, so we did that. But that's where I first heard about that card. And this year, I think both him and both of them, Logan Paul and Ken opened that up live on eBay. They opened up a whole, like, they bought the cigarette thing, and it was like $40,000 for that, like 1909 cigarette, whatever year it was from. And the reason why they're worth so much is because, sorry, we're going to veer off a little bit onto sports, is that he didn't want to be associated with tobacco, so they only printed.
You took my random tangent.
Oh no, he didn't want to be associated with that.
I can't wait to be like, it's because he hated cigarettes and didn't want his name associated.
Yeah, and look so like it was only out in circulation for so long. So
yeah.
So I don't know. I think so. Again, I was like, dude, great question. I'm going to ask it on the pod. But then you mentioned investors. investor mindset, Coda. So I'm going to go with my friend Adam said. So Adam was the one that I bought all his vintage hollows, Japanese hollows from recently. He said, if you had $1,000 to invest in Pokemon today, would you go all in on vintage or modern? Now, $1,000 isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. Some people it is. But I mean, my thing is, I told him like I would go 100% modern because you're going to get in at the best price. So you look at something like for $1,000, you can get a case of booster boxes of some sets that come out now, right? So that case in 5-10 years is obviously going to get you way more gains, you'd think, right? Than investing in $1,000 buying some slab that already ran up to that price over the past 10 years. That's my take. Yeah. And I see you guys both kind of nodding. So that's kind of what I told them, but.
Yeah, no, I think that's very accurate because they always say like, pay attention to the sell-through rate. At the time of launch, it's the highest it'll ever be, right? So if you go in and you put $1,000 into, something cool like that Delta Species, series, right? You may get lucky and someone sells you bought a card for $1,000, they might sell for $1,500. Okay, you got 50% of your money back, right?
Right.
But I would much rather go buy 5 more of those right there, the Prismatic Umbreon figure collection for $200, and then come back in 3 years and be like, okay, cool, those are all $800 now. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely the way to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think for sure. You're not. Yeah, we're seeing vintage lag behind modern in this boom quite a bit. I think it's really hard to target vintage because there's a wide array of things that are under that price, but there's very little of the Grails that are under that price. So yeah, I would, if you're going to go singles, you can be like, I really believe in whatever, it could be your Pikachu, the Surging Sparks Pikachu, since you love that set so much, Zav. You'd be like, hey, that's $250 or whatever it was for a little bit. I'll pick up 4 of those, and I think in 5, 6, 7 years it'll be $500 a card. Or you might get lucky and grab. I had a random vintage binder that I found, and as part of a bulk buy that had a couple of first edition Kabutos. Oh, and we all know the Kabuto King. The Kabuto King. That was like a 40-cent, 30-cent card. That is like, I sold them both for like $16. I'm like, you could buy something like that and get lucky. But overall, sealed vintage is where, or sealed modern is where you're going to have the most possible upside right now. Even with the prices being where they are, you still have way more upside in something like that than, like you said, Delta Species or, anything like that. There's not a lot like back there. That's already seen a lot of its growth. We haven't seen a lot of the growth we could see from modern, from like SV era, maybe even some of Sword and Shield era onwards.
Yeah. No, that's exact. I mean, like today you'd have to go with like the most modern. Like you can't, you probably couldn't even get for $1,000. You probably couldn't even get any, like a case of anything really in Scarlet and Violet. You couldn't. I don't even know if you can get booster bundle cases for that much.
I mean, unless you're getting ETBs.
You can't even get ET. I feel like you can, that's the thing. Sealed cases. Like, I mean, I guess you could get expensive. 10 ETBs, but like, yeah. All right. So those were our little questions that we had. Again, drop your questions in wherever you guys are at. We'd love to hear from you guys. Love to answer them. Let's go. Let's swing right into our little mega era check-ins. So I know that we did touch up quickly. Atai did bring up the slab sale of the Meowth EX SIR. So real quick, let me start off with. I mean, it's just going to be a real quick thing. We're going to end up at Ascended Heroes as the long-term convo here, but. What I have shared up on the screen, guys, is just mega base. So I don't know where you guys stand. I think I know where Coda stands a bit, but Mega Evolution MEO1 is probably obviously the 3 main sets that came out. I think it's my favorite all-around set. You look at these sets. They've got the 2 gold cards, which are beautiful, and they've come down obviously. This set did what every other set has done. After release, it's come down in price. Like, I haven't really looked at the individual cards. I feel like the Gardevoir, I didn't even realize overtook the Lucario. That happened recently. Unless I just really wasn't paying attention, which is great. I love this Gardevoir card. However, like these cards were up in like the 400s, maybe even more, the gold Lucario and Gardevoir, and now they're in like the 220 to 260 range, 270 range. I think this set is a great set. It's got depth. It's got beautiful SIRs, popular Pokemon, Gardevoir, Lucario, Venusaur, Latias. You got Kangaskhan. The Absol looks sick. The trainers are really cool too. But then, you got the Bulbasaur line, the Bulbasaur Evolution line. It's a stamped promo in the box. I think this set really, really goes good. The pricing on the sealed stuff is actually kind of, I think it's around $300 now for a booster box, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, look at that, $308.
Yeah,
this is for the what? I never understood how the non-enhanced is more. I mean, I guess maybe it's more rare. I don't know.
I wonder if that puts in your Pokemon Center exclusive booster box idea.
What's that?
The enhanced of that and Journey Together are both worth less than the regular one. I wonder if that's a hole in your Pokemon Center stamped booster box idea.
I actually was listening to that, and I came up with an idea while listening to that. I think it would be really cool if they did a Pokemon enhanced booster bundle where you get 2 additional packs in there, and then they take a build and battle promo and they give that a stamp instead.
I like that idea.
Like a Pokemon Center stamp on that. That's pretty good. And then it becomes almost like a blind box where it could be like, you can get any one of the 4 pre-release promos stamped. Yo, that's sick. Don't say blind box to Pokemon. No, please no.
No. We wouldn't want to do that.
do not listen. But yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea. I do like that. Interesting. I don't know. Mega Evolution base, that's really what's going on there. I don't know if you guys have much to say. I'm just going to really bring up Phantasmal Flames. This is still rocking the same old thing. Charizard's a little like $836 market price on here. I know that Coda and I Coda definitely more than me likes to bring up the graded stuff, but we're going on the fly. We're going to look at some graded stuff moving in Ascended. But this set still is exactly what it was when I said it. And I made a video. One of my first YouTube videos was like, is this set going to flop? Because I opened up Inferno X and I'm like, this is kind of lackluster. If you don't hit a Charizard, it's lackluster. But it's still, this is still that too. I mean, no one's really opening this up to get the Lopunny SIR. You know what I mean? Like, Dawn is this because it's playable. But like, outside of the Charizard SIR, which is $830 and then $350 for the gold, you're in the range of $30, and the next card is a full art Zard. It's not even a SIR. It's a full art Zard.
This is worth less than Shroud of Fable. If you get rid of the Charizards, Shroud of Fable has better cards.
I mean, Shroud of Fable's it's kind of like a sleeper right now. It's kind of crazy.
Shroud of Fable's awesome.
I love Shroud of Fable.
I couldn't believe when I'm like looking at something. I mean, the art is nice, but I don't know.
I've understood why Shroud of Fable gets so much crap. I understand there's no like the chase out of it, but like the Dustone line is incredible, plus super playable. Everything in there is so playable and has cool art. I mean, I just don't understand.
No, I mean, like that's why they're comparing Perfect Order to it, which I think is right here. But like for the longest time, Earthen Vessel, the gold Earthen Vessel from Shrouded was like the top card in that set. I think it might. I gotta look and see what the top card is now, unless when you guys can pull it up. I believe it's like I thought I saw it was like the energy card. If I could be wrong, I don't know if that was.
That's cool.
It was very recently the energy card. They've been kind of flip flopping a little bit, back and forth.
But yeah, I think that's kind of like why people. I mean, that's the closest comparison to what I can say. So I have Perfect Order up right now. Never did I ever think that the Meowth was going to be this high. Honestly, it's $150 card still. And like Ty said earlier, one sold for like $1,400 in a PSA 10. Gold Zygarde still holding up that top spot. I mean, that goes to show that says a lot for Zygarde, because I feel like, I mean, the Meowth might overtake it soon. We'll see. We pulled this SIR. My nephew pulled this SIR on my stream recently. It's such a sick, the SIR is sick. The Zygarde SIR is absolutely stunning. But yeah, it's not even $100 card. And then the next is Rosa at 80. And then you have your Clefable. It's kind of crazy. I feel like the Clefairy hasn't really moved either, but it will probably overtake the Jacynth real soon. As far as value. And like, so real quick, what I meant by cooling is that it's not a bad thing, because I went to Staples to do a return for my wife, and I saw perfect order packs on the shelf. And I was like, wow, that is something that I never thought I'd see back a few months ago. Never thought I'd see Pokemon packs on the shelf. I haven't gone to like any of the big box Targets and Best Buys recently, but I saw some there. So it was tempting. I wanted to buy with the rack that it was sitting on, because I want to just like put some packs on it. But I think that Chaos Rising is small, like Perfect Order. And I mean, I think it's still a little bit better. Coda and I definitely touched up on this, because of the Pokemon that's in there. Greninja is more popular than Zygarde. So that's going to be a small set. Again, similar. I think that Abyssai small, the Pitch Black is going to be a small set too. The 1-to-1 Japanese to English is what I think is going to cause a bit of a cooling without like the crazy popular Pokemon, because they got those popular Pokemon already. Maybe we'll see a Blastoise. We got to hold out. Maybe we'll see a Blastoise SIR.
We also have a Mega Rayquaza coming down the pipe.
That could,
yeah.
So I think what we're seeing is not a market cooling as much as a market redirection. It's people are still investing. Everything's still getting bought up. Perfect Order's not, but Perfect Order specific things aren't. Like,
but it is. I'm trying to get stuff, dude, and I can't. It's like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like,
so
loose sleeve boosters are not hard to get for Perfect Order, because they're the worst to both scalp and at the for rip and shippers. It's the worst to use. So the problem is, like, what's cooling is the ancillary product for that, and it's the external, like the kind of further out ancillary product. It's not the ETBs really, and it's not the booster boxes by far, because the booster box, and something I was interested in seeing those numbers is like Perfect Order just kind of stayed the same for like a month now.
Yeah,
it hasn't moved. Like the booster boxes are just sitting at like 205, just permanently sitting at 205. The cards, that Zygarde and the Meowth and like the Mega Clefable, all those have been sitting around those prices for a few weeks now. At this point, you normally, in a normal market, and that's why this isn't a normal market, you'd see those prices coming down as well as the booster box, but we're not. And I think it's because people are redirecting what they're buying. They're buying up everything that's either long-term holds, like booster boxes, or more scalpable, like the ETBs and stuff. The other side of it is people are now buying the ancillary products of other things. They're going and buying, Paldea Evolved stuff. They're buying, some of the stuff that's out of rotation. They're buying stuff that's still in rotation, Destiny Rivals, all that kind of stuff's getting bought up. Black and White's still getting bought up. It's still markets. The money's still coming in just as much as it was. It's just, where is it aiming? And it's kind of this is why this set's so good. One, I really do like this set. I think it's a fun set. Two, it is giving the people opportunity that actually just want to rip. I mean, like, it's more consistently available for the masses. It's also giving people opportunity to, hopefully kind of push scalpers a little bit to not be knocking people over and taking everything out of a Walmart. But at the same time, it's still carrying, the market's being carried by investors and rip and shippers who are still ripping through this stuff and who are still investing in this stuff just as much.
Yep. So
it's kind of like, and I know Chaos Rising will be less of that, because I think the Greninja will carry it. Not quite like Phantasmal, but not. I think it's be closer to Phantasmal than it is going to be to Perfect Order. I think it's probably.
I think it's just going to be another.
Yeah,
it's just going to be another Twilight Masquerade. That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah,
which Twilight had a couple of good cards, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I'm not having the same experience where I live. So I live in Southern California, which is like the mega hub of scalping and vendors and shows. There's literally like 4 shows every weekend. It is insane. But I haven't seen packs. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. One of my I wouldn't say my friend, but yeah, somebody I know on a like personal level got robbed. Their store got broken into. Like, it's all over the place. It's crazy. But there's no packs here to be found. And I think it's interesting that you did say that people are now going back to the older ancillary products, I am seeing that. I am seeing like an uptick like on my store where like my temporal forces, which nobody wanted for a year, all of a sudden I'm getting like 8 of them sold, and they're like, oh cool, yeah, we'll take that check lane blister, which nobody wants check lane blisters. Very, very bizarre, but as far as like sourcing new perfect order to, Sav's point, I can't find any of that either. Like I'm in a situation where like it's barren. It's
weird.
Southern California is always a barren place.
Usually like I'll go on eBay and I would, offer up to buy like 6 booster box cases at a decent price. I'm not trying to ask for it. And it's like immediately rejected. Cause like they know it'll sit there and then people will run out and then they'll just need it. So
get more.
That's like the worst part about like what's happening. But I don't know. I mean,
you guys, I just want to bring this up real quick. Have you guys seen the prices on Japanese booster boxes?
Stupid. Yeah, it's like if you want to see market manipulation, that is a fine version of very organized, seemingly market manipulation.
Yeah, I did a whole video talking about Pokemon's video on it, but yeah, it does seem like there's some criminal activities afoot.
We brought up Pokemon too. We brought it up.
There's definitely something going on there because you can you can get that product on eBay for way cheaper, and like legitimate eBay sellers are in shows for way cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if we're going to see Korean go into demand or if it's just going to make the English market even worse.
I think Chinese is going to be the next thing. I think Chinese is going to pop off even harder than it has already. I think like the gym volumes just look so good. They have their exclusives. I think you'll see those really
Chinese
pop off.
is in a great spot because of what you just said. But
yeah,
I feel like they will be the third. I mean, I think they are now, but like they'll probably give Japanese. I mean, because Japanese is getting expensive, they'll be a better option once they catch up to everything because they're still far behind. Well, at least the simplified Chinese, and I think that's what we're all talking about right now. Mm-hmm. Is that they're still so far behind? I want to say, I don't even know if they're even up to Shrouded Fable. Are they? I know. I don't think they are. So like they're still like a year and a half behind at least. So they're kind of putting out sets, but I think they just put out the Greninja recently. So I think that was the last set that they did. They might be going into Surging now because I think there was a Milotic pack or Milotic. I don't know how you say it, but like I think that was a pack and it might have been the SIR from Surging. I'm not sure where they're at, but dude, the new Gem Pack Volume 5 is coming out. I did get 1 case of that. Hopefully, I think it's shipping on like Saturday. So, but I don't know. Cause like, dude, Chinese gets so crazy expensive. Like the 151 booster boxes with the Gangarchu was driving that up insane. It was just too expensive, man. I don't know.
Yeah. But that's the problem is everything. Like, what does too expensive mean anymore? If rising tide rises all ships, if it's impossible to get this, it's impossible to get this, then the next thing is going to be the thing that's, grabbed until it becomes impossible. Then it'll go to Korean and then it might see Spanish or it might see, whatever random like language that pops in.
I think that's going to take too many leaps. I don't think we'll actually see like Spanish or German or Russian ever get there. Yeah, because all that's happening that drives these prices is this demand for the cards, and it kind of dilutes itself every time it goes to another language. But yeah, all I'm seeing in this modern market is just go back to Sword and Shield. I'm like, you can find Sword and Shield packs for less than Scarlet Violet packs at this point, which is crazy.
You're just gonna have a worse time opening it.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to, man. Is that I think that there's so many people that came into Pokemon during Scarlet and Violet that I open up some packs and I'm like, guys, I just want to let you know, like we opened up a booster box of Evolving Skies a year, whatever ago. And there's like 7 hits in a booster box. And some of those cards are V cards. So it's like, there's I would never recommend you opening up some of those sets, especially the sets before the last block, which is Brilliant Stars, Astral, Lost, and Silver Tempest, because those have the Trainer Gallery subset, which helped with the hit rates. But like, it's not fun. It's like kind of ripping Prismatic in a booster box form.
Like, that's exactly what I use with people. I go, open up Prismatic. That's what it's like.
Yeah, booster boxes now are fun to open. You get 12 to 14 hits in a booster box. Yes, a lot of those are regular EXs, but you're getting 4 IRs, you're getting the chance, you're getting full arts, you're getting the chance of possibly getting a gold and an SIR in the box. Like there's so many things that are way better ripping experience than Sword and Shield. I mean, I don't know.
I hope Mega Era ends off with a Crown Zenith-esque set, because my lord, was that just the best experience I've ever had ripping packs.
That was a pinnacle of ripping experience. Yeah.
There is I love Ascended. I love 151. I love Paldea Fates. I've never had more fun ripping than Crown Zenith, because there's just, it's like every 3 packs, like, oh, this is a sick card. Oh, this is a sick card. Oh, this is, and it's just, it was so much fun. And I think we didn't know what we had when that was cheap. And I miss those days so much.
I'm actually curious if I can ask you, Sav, when you put Crown Zenith on your shop, do you find that it sells faster? I was thinking that Crown Zenith might be one of those things that no matter how expensive the pack gets, people will always be like, oh, it's okay because I'll get something. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to counter that question with a question. What is it like having Crown Zenith product in your shop?
I was about to say. Oh, man.
I mean, dude, honestly, I think I have like one loose pack over here that I just like, for some reason I'm sitting on. Maybe I give it away. Maybe I rip it one day. But I think I don't even know if I don't know. I don't even have any. I don't have an ETB. I don't have nothing with Crown Zenith in it, because that was like when I first started ripping ships, and it was crazy. Like I was getting cases of ETBs for a good price. We were doing energy breaks at like $20-$25 a spot. It was like just a great time, but
dude,
like I mean, I'm sure those would sell. It's just very different. Like certain streamers and their clientele, if I want to say, but like their customer base is different. Like Alex in Nostalgianomics says that he can't sell Perfect Order, but like every time I put a breakup, I sell out of it. So it's like, it just depends on like what, like, I feel like he probably has a lot more people that are like chasing crazy, like gambling type stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas
centric, where you're
like my community is like, let's have fun, let's trade, let's rip sets, you know what I mean? Like let's just rip the packs. So it's just different. There's a lot of people, and it depends on like who the people are. Ascended Heroes is something that I don't charge any crazy amount, but I think those would go for market. I really don't charge market on anything, but I think if those were at market, they would sell out too.
So your prices have been very fair.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Crown Zenith, we all remember Sam's. You all remember Sam's Club having those Sea and Sky boxes. I remember they were still plentiful when I got back in like late 2024.
Yep.
They are $40 a piece. You can grab up to 25. I had a buddy that literally just grabbed 25 and ripped every single one. And it was one of the best times I've ever had. Yeah. How much do you think the box is right now?
Why you gotta bring up bad memories?
How many packs are in there?
4 mistakes.
There are, 12? I believe, 14
packs.
Or is there? They're like, it's 14 or
Is it 300? Is it $300?
It's like 350. It's like 350.
Is it 309? 309. The lowest listed is 325.
Wow.
So,
but you can get the Reggie and the Reggie Drago or whatever it is. You can get those, and those are kind of lower. Those are like $70, I think.
Are those the promo? Oh, the boxes. Right?
They're like collection boxes. You get like 4 packs.
Boxes. Right.
But it's like, it's under $20 per pack, which is good.
Even the bird tins are ridiculous prices. Now they're all over like $100 and some dollars.
Oh, is that what I? Yeah. Oh, is that the Shinji Kanda Moltres?
Yeah.
Tin? Okay.
Yeah.
I do have that. I have that.
I love those tins, man. They're so cool.
That's a great
tin.
So I mean, honestly, I think that Mega Era right now so far is pretty good in the way that it's set up. I want to move into Ascended Heroes. I know we always talk about Ascended, and we're still going to talk about it because I think how the Mega Era has been set up, it's almost been set up to prop up Ascended at least for the foreseeable future, because there's no set that's going to beat it to take the attention off of it. So it's getting ripped at astronomical amounts. We've got product that you can't get. You can't find ETBs anywhere at a reasonable price. You can't, nothing. So we don't want to forget to say that tomorrow, because we're recording this podcast on Thursday the 23rd, the 24th officially releases finally finally, we are in April. The set released in January. The booster bundles, which I know Code and I'm sure you've agreed, Kai, should have been at least one of the first 2 products that came out. Should have been a booster bundle. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they did it this way. Booster bundles are coming out tomorrow. Also, the Mega EX collection boxes. I did get a case of each of those. Again, the case of the booster bundles and a case of the Mega. So, which is enough to probably do about 4 breaks, and then we're done with those packs. So just to put certain things into perspective. Now, so those are coming out tomorrow. I think that when this stuff comes out, it is bought up immediately. People love to rip this. The problem is people love to rip the set and also invest in the set. So the resale is just crazy. Like,
it's the perfect set.
It really is. Perfect. And I did want to have a little hot take before we get to it, but it's just that. So that coupled with sets like Perfect Order, where people that don't want to spend $12 on a new set are going to buy the packs at for whatever is it, $5, $6, whatever the price is. That's half the price, right? My breaks are half the price of Ascended. So like, there are people that will do that. But I think it's propping this setup even more because some people don't like Perfect Order. Some people are not going to like, a lot of people are not going to like a Ninja Spinner or Chaos Rising. A lot of people are not going to like Pitch Black. I think collectively, the people that are opening Pokemon love this set. It is prismatic love, the love of prismatic with better hit rates, a variety of just top chase. So the hot take I wanted to get to, where we're going to right now, is Ascended Heroes the best all-around Pokemon set that we've ever seen?
Yeah, it is. I don't know what else they could have done. They could have added some crazy gimmick into it to make it unique to itself in terms of like card play, but other than that, I mean, it's got everything. It is such a good set.
I mean, there's you just think like, what Pokemon could they have put? Dude, I think we've said this. You could take the Gengar out of it. It's still the best set I've ever seen.
Yeah, you can take any of the big 3 out of it and still be incredible.
I'm gonna share. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think you have the hit rates of Mega Era, which like in IR is like 1 in 6, 1 in 7, something like that. You have the value of so many of these cards are worth, like, it's worth the lottery ticket to, like, when my bundles come in, I'm gonna have a hard time not just ripping every single one of them because it's worth the lottery ticket at MSRP or even a bit above the MSRP to try to get this Pikachu that's going for insane numbers, or the Gengar or the Dragonite, or even like the Marty's Grimmsnarl, the Zoroark, all these like $100, $150, $200 cards. Yep. You know, it's worth the flyer. It's kind of like we talked about with Beckett, where it's like, well, I mean, I got 20, with the bundles, you got 4 from Pokemon Stars. So you got 21 and 24, you get 24 chances at pulling one of these sick cards and it being in just insane value. And if you don't, you're still likely to get a several decent hits out of it and have a good time, versus Prismatic, where if you didn't hit one of the big ones, if you didn't have an evolution, you just were sad. Just cry in a corner. That's it.
It's crazy to me that we have a set that I can literally, like, I'm pretty good at keeping my memory on all the sets. I forget $100 cards in this set. Yep. Like, I can't even remember. Like you said, Grimmsnarl, I completely forgot about that.
Yep.
I mean, you got
pull it up.
Mewtwo in there.
I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Now I'm gonna showcase. We started looking at PokeData.io last week. I do like how they have their the total set values up top here. Now this is very close to TCG Player as far as like the card value, but this total set value on this is $7,300. It's a modern set. It's a brand new set. We know that, but this has done something that brand new sets never do, is the cards just the top chases have continued to go up and outperform a lot of things that are happening here. Before we go down into this, I want to pull up Evolving Skies. It's worth more than Evolving Skies. Now,
Yeah.
again, Evolving Skies is older. It's out of print. This is brand new. Obviously, they're still printing this. We don't know how much we're going to get into the, pumped into the market. But I mean, Evolving Skies, and I will even open up Prismatic. So Prismatic, I won't open up Prismatic because it's not loading. Let me try refreshing. But so you've got 7,300, you've got 6,600, and if Prismatic will load, Prismatic won't load. So it's worth more than Prismatic is what I'm trying to say. In that, that was that was actually the biggest set as far as value in Scarlet and Violet because of the popularity of the Evolutions and their SIR forms. You take this set now, like we were saying, I can't believe this Pikachu, the Trikachu. Shout out to the people that say Trikachu and not Forest Chew, because I don't know why Forest Chew, but no, definitely Trikachu.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that it's literally $150 away from the Gengar value. I mean, at least according to Poké Data. Everything is going up. Dragonite's going up. And again, I think that we kind of do a service here where we'll talk about this weekly because you're seeing these things just continue to rise. You got the Pikachu, which is now over $400. I think Mewtwo's making Mewtwo's going to surpass that in a second. Yeah. Mewtwo's making a
Mewtwo
move.
was undervalued.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But look, continuously.
It's so much better than...
What is that? 10, 11, 12, 13 cards are over.
Oh, the Gengar's back above there.
Gengar's over 100 now.
And the Frostlass. They both went back over 100.
I love that Frostlass. I want that one so bad.
I do too.
Me too. But you look at these IRs.
You got the Psyduck.
Psyduck's at 85. Yeah. Dude, it's crazy, man. I mean, again, where this set has 20 or 30 SIRs, something like that. They're all, I think they're all beautiful. Even the for me, the unpopular Pokemon, for myself, Deancey, Electros, I think they kind of look cool. I mean, you can see Electros is probably, outside of the trainers, I think Electros is the cheapest SIR. But again, dude, the Tangela is sick. The Mimikyu is awesome. These mega attack rares are just beautiful, man. I didn't collect when the other mega attack rares were around. I didn't know that this is the move set in Japanese. I only learned about it during Mega Dream where they were in English. I think it's such a really, really cool set. Just deep. Pokemon are popular, like the Lily's Clefairy, the Feraligatr. There's just so much. There's so much. You everywhere you turn, you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to mention this one. I forgot to mention that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Coda. I'm not sure if you were pulling up any of the PSA 10s or sales recently. But
let's play our favorite game, Sav. What? Good Lord, why? Okay, I'm gonna give you the seller. I'm gonna give you the seller of a Pikachu EX Forest Chew raw card. I still call it Forest Chew because it's easier to say than Trikachu.
Shout out to the Trikachu fan.
Yeah,
I like Trikachu more, in reality, but I like seeing Forest Chew more. Anyway, the seller has 4.1 thousand reviews, 99.9% positive, which makes it's pretty decent. How much did he sell a raw copy of Trikachu for today?
Raw today. Shoot.
And I will tell you, this is not the most expensive one that was sold today.
I mean, it's got to be I would say 1,400, 1,300 more.
Anything? I'm gonna see what that says.
I don't want to see it higher than the Gengar. I don't want to accept that reality.
Me either, because I don't.
Gengar is just I'm gonna take this real quick on a tangent.
He's saying yes.
Don't do this to me, Coda. No. Don't do this to me. Quick tangent. I also wanted to say this. I think Ascended Heroes is a hodgepodge of cards that were meant for other sets. I think the Gengar was supposed to be in Phantasmal, and they were like, you know what? If we just give them one set where they can just dump all their money into and all their attention, we could finally give the kids something to open on the other sets. I think that was the plan. But $1,300.
$1,300. I love it. All right. So we know, and this was in the news, that we had PSA 10s sold for close to $5,000. A couple more sold today for around 4,900.
Damn. And I think last week that was like 4,200, maybe less.
It was. I don't. It wasn't even over a 4K at that point. I don't remember. I don't remember our podcast after we finished
because it's every week we talk about Ascendant.
There's no way it's going to stay that high, right?
Today. Oh no. Well, I think long term, this set is at risk of getting into the print facility. It's distant risk. Yeah,
this is going to get evolutioned. This is going to get prismatic. This is going to get Steam sieged. It's going to be everywhere.
But prismatic hasn't mattered.
Prismatic. That's what I'm saying.
Prismatic hasn't mattered.
I know.
Honestly,
it won't matter.
If this market lasts, sorry, Coda, we were dragging his response out. If this market lasts until that print facility is around, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter because look at all the people waiting right now to get it.
Hot take. It is.
There's so many.
I'm saving it for the take purge, but that I do like that one.
I love that.
Anyway,
I'm thinking about your idea, by the way, which is so good.
I've got more. We'll have to talk about it at some point. I'm working through like figuring out how exactly it would work. Anyway, $2,100. I'm sorry. So there's two listings. One was sold at $2,100. It is a lower population one, so I'm not going to include that one on. But the one I gave you with 4.1 thousand reviews, 99.9%, was $2,000 plus $5 shipping.
This is raw. This is a raw card.
There was one that was sold, and there's others been sold. There, $1,500. There's still some sold for $1,500, $1,600, $1,400. A CGC 10, regular 10, not pristine, sold for $2,700. $1,400, $1,500, $1,800. And then one, there's no reviews on that, so I'm assuming that's a shill bid. $1,875 from one that's got decent amount of ratings. So
those are raw.
Those are raw. Today we had 4,600 sold and a PSA 10, PSA 9, 1450, 1325 for a PSA 9, and another PSA 10 for 4,900. This market is, this is one that I understand. I love this card. The biggest compliment I can give this card is it looks like it's from Pokemon Pocket. Mm-hmm. It looks like a Pokemon Poké card.
I just went on price charting, and I know price charting's not the end all be all, but a gold.
There we go. Sorry, my computer decided to have ADHD as well.
No worries.
It's distracted.
The gold star you were saying
back? Yeah. The gold star on price charting is $2,300. So you're telling me that a Pikachu from a set 2 months ago is selling the same price as the most desirable Pikachu in the market? I don't know. I give up. This
is the most desirable Pikachu on the market. Now it is.
How much are the Poncho Pikachus going now?
Those are like 15, aren't they, or something? I think it depends on which one. Here, let's look up Rayquaza.
Is the Rayquaza or the Umbreon the highest one? Rayquaza went for 16. Okay, so we're still in a rational market somewhat where that went for 16. Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
Tomorrow it sells for 10.
No.
We'll see what happens.
Dude, it's I don't get it. This is why I think grading is like long term not going to last. The market crashing. The sealed market may never crash because of investors. Grading market will 100% crash hard at some point, not too distant future. I think grading crashes way faster than sealed does. Sealed, I don't know that sealed will because of all the external money coming in, but there is no way that this could possibly sustain itself.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous.
It is.
I couldn't sleep at night paying $2,000 for a brand new card. Cause I was wrong about the gray felt hat Pikachu. I was like, it'll come down. It's a promo. It'll come down. Mm-hmm. And it never really did. If this doesn't come down, I really don't know what to say. This is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, real quick, is the gray felt hat Pikachu, is that an SVP promo?
Yes. I don't think it is.
Like, will it, I meant to look it up because I was thinking about it today because there is still one card. So Ty, I'm doing a Mega Era promo set, and there's still one card that's like this card that I will probably never get. It's like $800, but it's like a card that you got at like a competition. It is, yeah. So like that would crush me. Oh, that would crush me if I could. Like that would be like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. This finally did come up, by the way. The prismatic on Pokédata. So this set is a 5,200. So you're at 5,200. Evolving is at 66, and this is at 70. What we clicked into the Pikachu, 77 or something like 73. So prismatic is like
1008.
I mean, look,
gosh.
This card is obviously more than every card in Ascended, the Umbreon. I don't know how much longer it will be. I don't know if it's because it's the biggest. Like when you look at the next card down, it's $400. The Sylveon's beautiful too, but like you don't have a Dragonite, you don't have two other Pikachus, you don't have a Mewtwo, you just have the evolutions really as the tops, and then you have the Shinji Kondo Roaring Moon, the Dragapult surprisingly over $100, I guess because that's playable, but that's it, and then everything else is under 100 and then this set doesn't have IRs either, so like you go into like Master Balls kind of holding the value of that kind of stuff. It's not as deep of a set. It's still a beautiful set. I think the sealed product looks really cool. The prismatic with all the colors. I think they did a good job with that stuff. But man, it's becoming a hard conversation. I think long term, I mean, shoot, there's nothing quite like Ascended. There's nothing quite like Ascended.
From Modern, absolutely.
I wonder if they're going to do like a UPC for this set. Is there a UPC coming down the pipeline? Do we know?
Not that we know of, because
been announced.
We did see that they're doing remember last week? Was it last week? Yeah, when we looked at the leaks for the 30th anniversary, there is a UPC on there with a price point of $199. We don't know how real that list was in general, and then also the price points of it. But a $200, that's the most expensive retail price that I've ever seen of a UPC, at least. So we can only imagine what's in that. But man, if they did a UPC of this, damn, we'd be cooked.
It had to be something that wasn't planned originally, because usually that stuff you'll see it announced, or you'll see it on an order sheet or something, even if it's down the road, and there's been nothing for that. I
don't think we're getting anything else, are we?
No. There's the
I guess more collection boxes.
Is there like there's like some other collection stuff, but there's not like a big thing that's going to come down the road. But an interesting point in this is looking at this, like the Umbreon from Prismatic is right now above those cards, but the weird is we're seeing stuff get put out, and then the second waves of those things getting put out, and another thing being put out, and we have the bundles coming out tomorrow. Yeah, and it hasn't mattered. The chart literally is just going up. It's kind of like, and I think it's partially because Mega Era since then, and other than the Phantasmal Charizard, even before then, was underwhelming. So all the money, every dime, is going into the set.
I feel like Mega Base was really good though. I feel like that one was like a nice, healthy set.
It is,
and was treated as such.
It is, but Phantasmal is make or break just one card. And honestly, like even with Mega, like it hasn't. It's just like a normal. It's like it's like a good set. It's a fine set, but Ascended is just so much better than anything else.
Yep.
By so much. It's it's not even like 151, where 151 was surrounded by Paldea Evolved, which is like not super hype, but Paldea and Fates wasn't too long after that, and you have some iconic cards in that set.
Obsidian Flames. It was in between Obsidian Flames and Paradox Rift, I think, right? It was 151?
Yeah. It was 3.5.
Yeah. So, dude, I honestly, I feel like we're beating a dead horse. We just can't. You can't not talk about the elephant in the room here. This is essentially holding up the hobby. If Ascended Heroes was not here, what would people be looking? Like, they would go back to older sets, which is what we said as well. Yeah. But like not at the rate of this. Because honestly, there isn't. Like, I can't just go out and get Phantasmal Flames booster box cases. Like, where am I going? people are asking for it because they want the Charizard, but I can't find. I'm going to pay $400 a box. Like, what are my breaks going to cost? More than Ascended Heroes,
right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's just
some things just don't make sense. But like, it's going to continue to be this way, guys. Talking to the listeners now too, is that it's going to continue to be this way. Unfortunately, if you do want to rip Ascended, I hate to like recommend opening up packs at that $12, $13 price point. I just don't know how much lower it will go with the lack of product, the demand for the product, and then the lack of other sets coming out that could combat the popularity. Like the other sets that come out are just going to continue to ride like this, and then Ascended's just going to upward trend because the stagnation of like the newer sets. And I'm not saying the newer sets are bad because I enjoy ripping Perfect Order. Mm-hmm. I am mastering the set. I'm going to try to get all those cards. I probably will do the same thing. I'm doing that with the kids. I'll probably do the same thing with Chaos Rising. Smaller set, more attainable, easier to, So there's great things happening in the market for multiple collectors and investors alike, but it's unfortunately going to be this way. And then again, if we were to ever have a dip in the summertime, which we maybe will see, again, we're going to have that Rayquaza set, 30th anniversary, a year-end holiday set, which we always get. It's going to be Mega Fates. It's
Mega Fates.
The Mega Fates. It's faded. It's coming.
When they drop that name, I swear to God, we're having a celebration. We're going to just...
I'm going down with a ship that's going to happen.
So that kind of wraps up the part here where we want to just again talk about the craziness that is Ascended Heroes. I did real quick before we hop into the Scarlet and Violet era. I did join a break on someone's random follower, a random streamer on TikTok, and we pulled the Mega Gengar in that break. I literally was like, bro, if this hits metal right now, if I was on the metal energy, I'm like, if this pulls on metal, I swear to God, I'm giving away a booster box tomorrow on my stream. Like just something stupid. Because I'm like, I would be so hyped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, all right. So that wraps up Ascended Heroes and the Mega Era. We're going to hop into Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved is SV02. That is the second set in Scarlet and Violet. It is one of the 6 sets that went out of the TCG rotation. So again, we touched up on Scarlet and Violet base last week. We are going to hop right into Paldea Evolved. But share the screen there. I hate that this is not centered, but I guess we're gonna have to deal with that. So Paldea Evolved. Yeah, right. Like we're gonna deal.
Yeah.
Total set value $1,700, almost $1,800. Heavily held up by none other than the Magikarp illustration rare. Paldea Evolved was obviously the second set in Scarlet and Violet. It is the first set in Scarlet and Violet that had all of the new Pokemon in it with illustration rares and special illustration rares. So you had Fuecoco, Quaxley, and Sprigatito and their evolution line. That's what a lot of people say they like about this set. This is a big set. Total cards, 369. It's one of the bigger sets in Scarlet and Violet, so it is one of the more difficult ones to master. I will lead this off with the hottest take ever. I think Paldea Evolved is so overrated. It's a $400 booster box. Yes, I mentioned last week that I picked up a case of this for the future. I think it's overrated. I will say that, and I will die on that hill. But you look at the top 5 chases. Look at the top 5 cards on Pokédata. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 illustration rares. So now I'm just really basing this off of top chases in a set not being the top value in a set popularity wise. You've got and if you see Raichu and Magikarp are Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm really big on the Gen 1 Pokemon constantly holding up sets. Mousehold's here. It's cute. It's a up and coming as far as cutesy cards that they've been putting out. A lot of people have been really liking the Mousehold and the Tandem Mouse cards. Tyranitar, absolute fire. And then you got your first SIR, and it's a supporter Iono, which is probably because it's playable. What is this, like discard 7 cards? I forgot what the thing is on that.
Oh, yeah. Iono is like you discard, you shuffle down into your amount of cards, your price cards you have left.
Yeah,
right. So
it was a
playable. Mm-hmm. And then and then you go into more. This Tinkaton, I think, is an SIR as well. That's a cool card. Marill, beautiful Pokemon. Then you got Fuecoco, Sprigatito, Chi-Yu. I'm not a huge fan. Are these like the legendaries in Scarlet and Violet or mythicals?
They are.
Sure.
They're legendaries. They're like the Reggies kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, and like Meowscarada, I feel like these cards just don't do it for me personally. The Miss Magius is actually really cool. I do like that card. But guys, let me Coda, let us know, what do you think about Paldea and where we're at with this right now?
I like the depth of this set. Do I think it should be a $400 box when it was still in rotation because it was still holding around there?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I really like the starters. I love the Fuecoco line. I just love it. I love the Tinkaton line. I like the cards going together, the colors going together. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
You have the I mean, even like some of the trainers are not half bad. Like the Grusha looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
This boss's orders is my favorite boss's orders full art that we've had. I don't really love the SIR, but the full art is really cool. It's a really good depth of a set. I think you have a lot of cool cards in it, and I think it kind of like shows with the prices from the second chase down to the 20th card not being as wide of a gap as you'd see in other sets.
Yeah.
Is it overrated? I mean, probably. The top chase is the Magikarp, and given it's a gorgeous card, but I still like it. I would like it at less than it is. And obviously this is back when this is I think it was Temporal Forces where the hit rates got better for SVR, or maybe it was
got worse.
I don't know which one.
Got worse, yeah.
Temporal was when they got worse. Yeah.
I thought the IR rate went up. What was the IR rate for Paldea Evolved?
Sorry, IR rate I think went up, but SIR rate went down. So like
I was thinking.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 SIRs per, like it was like under 36 packs, dude. It was crazy. I think that was
illustration rares. There's so many cases where illustration rares are worth more than a lot of the SIRs that I always kind of like factor that as my go-to for hit rate, but that's fair. In this set, that's, it would have been a good thing to have a higher IR rate. But yeah, I don't dislike it. I like it more than SV base by a hefty amount. I just don't think it's I don't think it's like the best set of that era, or like that first half of SV. It's a very good set. It's not the best set to like invest in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Ty?
Yeah, so earlier, I'm going to use an analogy here. Earlier, we were all like chilling in the hot tub, getting all cozy with Ascended Heroes. And I feel like we just jumped into a swimming pool that was cold. This is, that like shock feeling. Yeah. So I used to look at Paldea Evolved and be like, oh, that's a fantastic set. That's a great set. And just coming off of Ascended and like looking at it, I was like, I'm so underwhelmed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's a weird feeling because I've never like, jumped so far back from one set to another like that. But when you really do like look into it like this, I was like, oh wow, it's, like you guys say, it's good. There's something there for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does. It like in perspective, it does kind of feel a bit overvalued. Yeah, at least for the sealed product.
Yeah, because I mean, like I look at other sets, and I think about other sets in Scarlet and Violet. We spoke about this here a couple of weeks ago, several pods ago, where like Surging Sparks is like half the price of this. Like what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and then you look at that set, and you're like, okay, you've got the top chases are Pikachu, Milotic, Hydreigon, Alolan Executor. Like you look at the top chases on that set, and you're like, this makes sense. This is exactly how the sets should really trickle out. And I mean, look, the market's going to market. People are going to chase what they want to chase. That's what's going to drive the pricing of those cards, whatever it is, what it is. But like, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just
more than Surging.
You like this more than Surging?
I like this more than Surging.
It's definitely
I think there's more depth than Surging.
Set. Oh, 100%. Definitely.
I think there's a lot more cards that I really enjoy looking at versus Surging, where I think there's like 6. that I'm like, I love this. There's like 15 cards in here because I'm someone that likes a lot of the Pokemon, because I've played every game hardcore. I've shiny hunted most of these things. Like, I'm really invested in the video game. So I see the Tinkaton line is very fun. This Miss Magus is an incredible card. Like, this Miss Magus is one of my favorite illustration rares we've ever had.
Yeah, it looks cool. I love it too.
You know, I just really get attached to these Pokemon and like thinking back to that and connecting them to a really cool card. And it's also like, this is when we're really getting into this era of, we had SV base, we had this, where we're getting to this era of so many gorgeous cards. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you don't necessarily like the Pokemon, the art and the colors and the way it pops is just so cool that I guess for me, I have to, like, when I see it, I'm just like, this makes me happy. Would I pay $400 or $450 a box for it? No. But like, the cards itself make me really happy because they just look really nice together. There's, you know, the Frigibax line where it goes all together, the Tinkaton line where it all kind of is connecting, the four, what are they called? What are the Chiyu and Wochi and all these? They have a very similar aesthetic to each other, where they all are this very dark brooding, which fits in the game perfectly. So I guess from my perspective, it connects to the game so well that I'm like, oh, this is fun, because I really liked SV. So I mean, that's probably why I'm more optimistic about it.
Yeah, no, I listen, that's such a great, like, you know, angle. Like, this hits different because of the games. Like, I'm wondering if like, why they did this as the second set and not the first set. Like, this introduced the starters, but not the first thing we saw in the TCG. It was this weird thing for me. Like, I was odd, but
when they released SV, I think they had a special box for the starters, like a collection box that was just for them. So I think that's why they wanted to be like,
you mean the TCG?
Here's, you know, yeah. When they first did Scarlet Violet and you had base set, they released it, and then one of the promotional products was like, this is the Skeledirge collection box, and there was three. There was like all starters there, but it had, you know, 2 packs of SV and then some Sword and Shield stuff. So I think that's kind of why it wasn't focused on, because it was supposed to be the promos that carried it.
I thought I had one of those. I think I do, but yeah, that's a good point. It was just, I'm like, why would they wait? But anyway, yeah.
It also reminds you that, like, and I've brought this up a few times, but like, the game is the main driving force of Pokemon. The TCG is not it. Like, it obviously it matters, but the TCG could completely go away. You could erase everything the TCG has done as far as like the financials, and Pokemon's still the biggest media franchise in the world. Because the games and the anime, like, and it's a reminder, like, oh yeah, like, these were brought in when they were brought in for a variety of reasons. It could also be that they, you know, wanted to not do it for base. They wanted to save it for Paldea Evolved because it's Paldea Evolved. It's featuring the evolutions, the evolution lines connecting. Like, there's 5 evolution lines in this set that all go together. The Quick Coco is just from like going shopping. It's like this whole, evolution. Cool. The Sprigatito is the same way, where it's like, it's laying in the flowers and it's climbing up a tree, and then it's on about like a little like wall, and then it's like up on the top of a tree. The Quick Quavel's doing its hair or whatever. It's my least favorite starter of the group.
That is weird.
And then the Tinkaton and there's all these incredible cards that go together that maybe they just wanted to like allow people more time in the game before they kind of like,
maybe
did all that.
Yeah,
maybe
that's a good point. To make the connection in the game. Yeah,
but it's definitely a big reminder that Pokemon, the TCG is like the cherry on top. A lot of times, it's the dessert. It's not the main course.
Damn, I love that.
Yeah,
put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's true.
Put it on a T-shirt.
That and my scalper quote. Those do the 2 things. At least I called this one in the pod.
Right. Oh man, I forgot about that. After pod chatter. You know,
that might be a hot take though. I might save that one.
Do it.
It's true, but it's a hot take.
Do it. All right. So that kind of wraps up Paldea Evolved. Next pod we're going to talk about Obsidian Flames. But obviously we're still here. So what did you guys pick up this week on the pickups of the week? The week.
Nothing.
Did you pick anything up? No.
It's been a slow week over here. I have finally have my CGC and tag orders grading stuff that I sent in way too long ago that was supposed to be back in half the time, but then they decided to change the stuff on me. That's why I'm still bitter. So they're finally in encapsulations. I should have those in the next few weeks, next couple of weeks, which is nice. But otherwise, not a thing.
No, it's it's been kind of slow here too. Ty, did you pick anything up?
The only thing I got was the figure collection. These things,
the premium figure collection.
I'm just buying those as I see them. I feel like they're undervalued, but other than that, not really.
I agree, man. I agree on that. Guys, he's talking about the Prismatic Evolutions premium figure collections. That's the one that comes with the Umbreon, the Espeon promos. It also comes with the sleeves with both Umbreon and Espeon on it, and a pin with both of them on it. And I believe 11 packs. It's the weirdest packaged product because it's so symmetrical. So I'm like, where's the 11th pack? And it's behind one of the pack. It's very odd. I don't know why they chose 11. It is an odd thing. I definitely picked up a few of those back in the day when I could on the secondary market, Ty. I also picked up a lot of the SPCs. I think I have like 12 of the SPCs right now that I'm just trying to hold. But
yeah, SPCs are going to be big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as far as pickups, I entered a bunch of breaks. Oh, did Ty freeze?
Yeah, I think Ty froze. They're not technically Pogs. They're from Toys R Us.
Ooh, I like those.
These little like Pog-esque things. I don't know what the heck they are, but I really
Pogs.
Like some of them are like they look like coins. Like this Vileplume one's like sparkly.
I went in on a bunch of my pickups of the week where I went in on a bunch of I went on a couple of breaks at Buddy's stream for Perfect Order. So we did hit the Rowlet for the Master Set. We did hit the Lumio City. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Lumio City, the tower. Full art. We do need that for the Master Set. But the big boy was this card right here. Shout out to Milton, member of the Savage community. He pulled this on the same break that I was at, and he said, give it to Savs. I'm showing the Meowth SIR from Perfect Order. Yes, the $150 card. He just said, give it to Savs. And I said, no. Why? Like, I hate that. And he said, yeah. I was like, you do good stuff for the community. I just do. I never been like good at like accepting gifts, but people sing to me, like when they sing happy birthday to me at restaurants, I freaking hate it. I'm like, no, I'm leaving. I don't know. It's weird. Like I'm not that type of person either, like to care, but like it's weird. I don't know. So
I wonder if it's an ADHD thing because I hate it too. I get so stressed at like, and I know it's like people people love giving gifts. I get so stressed at Christmas, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I want to make sure I react in a way that they feel like grateful, but also like I'm having to process what I'm seeing and whether or not I actually like it. And then, it's my least favorite thing. And like the birthday thing, I even like at my house when it's like just my family singing happy birthday, I just like, I'm in a corner. I'm like,
I'm like, it's weird.
Let this be done.
I've never been good at like accepting gifts from people. I don't know, but that's what we were talking about. And like, we kind of just segued into like, get, people singing to us about my birthday. I hate it. Accepting gifts from people. I'm like, no, what can I do in return? Like, I can't like, I need to be like an equilibrium. I can't just be like the receiver of something and just feel okay with it. I don't know. It's just weird for me.
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah. I don't know.
With a Full Metal Alchemist rules.
So yeah, I mean, that kind of wraps up our pod this week. Ty, thank you so much for joining us again. I mean, it's always fun having you. Honestly, since I met you guys, I think I met all of you guys at the same time, which was now over a year ago, which was awesome.
Over a year ago.
It's really cool to get together, to talk about something that we really like, and just hear different perspectives. I really love, hearing your guys' perspective. And I hope that more listeners get involved because someone real quick before we end, we were talking about botters last week, Coda. someone actually commented like what they what they think that the otters do, and it's like there are things that like they can program to actually mimic human-like movements. So that was very interesting. And then someone else also,
we just had some cool comments. It always blows me away that like, you know, the two ADHD boys that keep stumbling over each other when we're trying to talk, that people enjoy it. So thank you. That's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you guys both for having me on. I just wanted to, you know, say thank you real quick and just inject in there. But
100%.
But yeah, no, it's really cool actually to talk about this stuff and really get into it. And every, you know, podcast, I try to watch all your guys's and I try to like leave a little comment, but I'll always go in there and kind of see what everyone's chatting about. But yeah, it's great.
Thank you, man. No, it's stuff that we every week we say it. We didn't expect to get where we're at.
Nope.
And
not this week at least.
No, right. And you know, so all right. Well, guys, thank you so much. If you're still here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all three of our channels. I will pin everything down in the description. I got to do better at just doing that in the beginning because most people are not going to make it all the way to 2 hours into a pod.
Dude, I don't know. I've had so many random subscribers and I haven't posted a video in 2 months. I like since like the pods really started doing well, I've gotten like 20 subscribers. I've done nothing.
Let's go. Well, maybe they're finding
it's working. People are listening.
So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. We're signing off. We hope you guys enjoy. Good luck getting your Ascended Heroes product, I guess, today when this podcast releases. We love you guys, and we'll catch you guys on next week's episode. Until then, peace out.
Bye.